Hello, everybody. How lovely to have you with us for a brand new week on House of Games. Four brand new famous faces, all fighting it out for this very much not brand new, terrible trophy right here. Shall we meet this week's players for the first time? They are James Buckley.
Hello.
Amy Gledhill.
Hello.
Romilly Weeks. And Mr. Gary Wilmot.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. How's it feel to be in the House of Games? Are you a quizzer, James?
Well, you watch this on the television, you get 2 questions right, and you sort of think, oh, I fancy my chances.
Yeah, you say to your agent, do you know what? I actually will do it. I actually will do it.
I think I'm going to run away with this.
Yeah. And now
I
you're
think
here.
I'm overly confident.
I love someone who's overly confident. Amy, how's your confidence?
Low.
Great.
Very, very low. I am notoriously bad at any sort of quiz question. But I'm here.
It is so nice to have you here on this on this week-long quiz. Romilly. Now, at the end of the week, someone's winning this trophy, but there are also daily prizes. Would you
I'm
like
excited about those.
do you know what? Contain your excitement if you can.
Ooh.
Today you could win what I've learnt this series are called sliders, a toolbox, a chopping board, pasta maker, or the creepy, weird driving glove. What do you reckon?
I am going to go for the sliders.
Go for sliders.
On the basis of, I discovered this week, the Prime Minister wears sliders when he's travelling.
Gary, what would you go for? Lovely to have you here, by the way.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here. I think I would go for the House of Games table. I love
Gary.
that table. It doesn't have a logo on it, but it's
The
fantastic.
logo's underneath.
Oh, it's here. Oh, there you
Logo's
are. You see.
underneath.
That's what I'd go for, yeah.
James, what would you go for there?
I'd actually go for the driving gloves.
Yeah, oh, good. I knew you would.
I've
You wouldn't let me
actually
down.
wanted driving gloves for a while.
Be quite. Just imagine putting them on.
I think there's something classy about it. I've literally brought it up, and my wife said, no, you're not allowed any.
Well, where is she now?
Exactly.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
can't stop me.
She can't stop you. Amy?
I'd go the chopping board.
Chopping boards. Lovely. Shall we get on and play House of Games?
Yes.
OK, every time I press this buzzer, a new round comes up. I never know what it's going to be. You don't. I never know the answers or anything like that, so I play along as well. Yeah, let's get on, shall we? Let's play our first round, which is... Rhyme time. Fingers on buzzers, please, everybody. We often play this first thing on a Monday. It's a nice amuse-bouche. 2 questions, the answers rhyme with each other. OK? Here we go. Abbreviation for gin and tonic. A national UK broadcaster founded in 1922. That is Romilly.
G&T BBC?
G&T BBC. Absolutely right. Well played. Nice start for the week for Romilly. Next one. Biblical ship that survived the Great Flood. And country with the capital city, Copenhagen. That is Romilly.
Noah's Ark, Denmark?
Noah's Ark, Denmark. We don't hear that on the news very often. Absolutely right. Next 2. Who is this? And who is this? Yes, James.
Louis Theroux.
Louis
Just
Theroux.
difficult to say.
That is fun to say, isn't it? I mean, that's a warm-up, isn't it? That'd be a great vocal warm-up, Gary. If it's Louis Theroux. Treat yourself at home and say Louis Theroux. Next 2. Group whose UK top 10 hits include No Scrubs and Waterfalls. And special anniversary of an event such as a monarch's accession. Yes, that's Amy.
Oh, no. Is it TLC and anniversary?
TLC and anniversary.
Oh, no, it says anniversary in the title. I just wanted to press my buzzer.
Romilly.
TLC Jubilee?
TLC Jubilee. Right answer, well done. I think we'd have to give you anniversary as well.
No, don't give me any of this charity. I don't want it.
No.
I don't want it.
Amy, I'll tell you now for a fact, no one's getting charity. Well, you might, listen, by Friday you might, but not on Monday.
TLC was the hard part of that.
Yeah.
Did you know TLC?
I didn't know TLC.
Oh, my
Exactly.
God.
I'm going to give you a point as well, Amy. That's fair enough, isn't it? I'll give you a point each there. Next 2. Italian word meaning right away and most populous city in Canada. Yes, Romilly.
Pronto, Toronto?
Pronto, Toronto. Fun to say as well. Absolutely. Pronto and Toronto. Final question in this round. Chart-topping UK garage collective with members including Lisa Mafia and Romeo. What is the title of this song?
I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have a...
Yes, Gary.
Is it? Oh, I'm not sure. Wrecking Crew and no, not quite right. And I Will Always Love You.
You're so close, Gary. You're so close. Yes, Romilly.
So Solid Crew, I Will Always Love You.
So Solid Crew, I Will Always Love You, which also coincidentally is my tattoo.
Well, both of them.
Exactly. Do you know what? I'm going to give Gary a point as well, though, because I gave Amy a point earlier. I'm going to come on. It's Monday. I'm not going to be like this for the rest of the week, by the way. And just so you know, that is a pity point. That one actually is.
Good.
That one actually
Keep them
is.
coming. Keep them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not proud.
That's the end of our first round. Let's take a look at our first leaderboard. James, Amy, Gary, 1 point each. Romilly, 5 points. How about that? Should we play our first pairs game of the week? Let's do it, shall we? It's going to be... Simply average. Now, the player in last place usually chooses their partner. 3 of you are in joint second at the moment. James, why don't you choose a partner?
I'll go with Amy, just so
Yeah,
we don't have to move.
So we don't have to move. Perfect. Honestly, we love that. James and Amy, you are a team. Romilly and Gary, you are a team. If you take your tablets out, please.
Ooh.
I'll ask you some questions. You've got to write down a number, OK, in response to those questions, and I will take the average of each pair as their answer. And whoever is closest to the right answer will win a point. Your first question is this. How many 4 to 18-year-olds are members of Girl Guiding in the UK? So how many Girl Guides are there in the UK, essentially? From 4 to 18. Ooh. That's Rainbows, Brownies, Guides and Rangers. What do you think at home on this? Anyone here in the Guides as youngsters?
I was in the Brownies.
Well, yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
That counts.
I was in the Beavers.
Says a lot.
James, you were so on brand even then.
It's true.
Wow. Everyone got an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, where do
Yeah.
you start with this one?
You know, what with video games and things these days,
Yeah,
the
tell me
kids
about
are
it.
getting up to.
Honestly.
I actually think it's quite low,
OK.
which I think is maybe quite sad.
OK.
I put 50,000.
50,000, says
50,000.
James. Yeah, that doesn't... Yeah. Amy, up or down?
I've gone up, but not by like a dramatic amount. I've gone for 200,000.
200,000. This all sounds reasonable so far to me. So your average is 125,000.
That's all right.
Romilly, how's that sounding to you?
Well, I'm now a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
I was trying to work out how many 14 to 18-year-olds in total there are in the UK, and then I
Gotcha.
gave up,
Yeah, OK.
and then I just guessed 1.4
million.
So I'm hoping you went low, Gary.
Just saying, who knows?
It might be.
It might, exactly.
Might be.
I mean,
The thing about this round is almost all numbers look reasonable. Occasionally they don't. Occasionally people will put up a number, you go, oh, I don't think it's that.
Gary, what
That
about
might be me.
Oh, Gary, what are you saying? Up or down from 1.4?
I've gone down.
OK.
8. I put down. Well, there are 4 in our village. I've gone 100,000.
100,000. So your average is 750,000. We're 125,000, 750,000. What do you think at home on this one? Let's take a look, shall we? How many Girl Guides are there and who's got the point? 290,000. That's quite an encouraging number, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And a point, of course, there goes to James and Amy. Well done. 290,000. Shall we do another one?
Yeah. Go on.
OK, our next question is this. In total, how many hat-tricks have been scored at men's FIFA World Cup finals tournaments since the first ever World Cup tournament in the 30s? It's not including penalty shootouts, just in-game hat-tricks.
finals?
A tricky one. I think it's going to be fewer than there are Girl Guides, I think. Everyone is in. Lovely. What do you think of home on this one? Romilly, what are your thoughts here?
No thoughts. I have no idea whatsoever. So it's a total guess. But I went a bit lower. After my disaster on the last one, I went a bit lower than I was initially thinking. So I'm going for 9.
Gary, up or down from 9?
Oh, way up. Way up, yeah. I've gone a random 612.
612.
Because it's the whole tournament. It's not just the finals, is it?
No, it's all the games. That's still, he's gone pretty big, Gary. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Your average is 310 and a half. How you
And a half goal.
Hat-trick, I don't know. But, James, where are you on this?
I actually think I've gone quite high, not as high as 612, but I do think I've gone quite high. I've gone for 20.
20.
I was trying to work out how many World Cup finals there've been. And
How many have
I feel
there
like
been?
between 20
22,
and 30.
Yeah, 22, something like that.
There was maybe one a tournament.
Gary's got
at least.
30 hat-tricks per World Cup. There.
Yeah.
Lineker got one, didn't he? Lineker got one.
There's one.
Yeah, there's one.
You just need 611 more.
Amy, up or down from 20?
Down a little bit, so I've gone for 13.
30.
quite sensible.
Unlucky for some.
Yeah.
So your average is 16 and a half. So we've got 310.
We're close. I'm
Gary, do you
Yeah.
remember when I said in that first time, sometimes people will write a number, I think, actually, that doesn't sound right. 16 or 310, what do you think at home? How many hat-tricks have been scored and who scored the point? 54. James and Amy, no one anywhere near at all. But James and Amy, you get the point.
I think I'd like you to check the figures again.
OK.
Can you?
Check. Yeah. Yep. You are so wrong. You're so wrong. I'm being told.
Thank you.
Here's your final question in this round. From the foundation rock to the roadway, how tall is the Hoover Dam to the nearest foot? Whoa. The Hoover Dam. Anyone been to the Hoover Dam?
Yeah, I have.
No.
Seen
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
Difficult to scale, though, isn't it?
I know it exists. In pictures, it's really difficult to scale.
Yeah,
I've not seen a
it is.
picture of the
It's
dam
difficult
next
to tell.
to
I'd say it was.
Next to me or
next to a
something.
5 pence or something.
Exactly.
I might go
to a
six
box
up,
of matches.
600.
Yeah.
What do you reckon at home on this one? Hoover Dam. I quite like it when it's in feet. You can kind of
Visualise it.
visualise it.
I'm trying to work out how many Richard Osmans it would
Well,
be.
exactly.
doing the same.
It must be. I mean,
It's at least 2.
It's massive. At least 2. I would go 2.5 almost.
Don't give us clues.
OK, everyone is in. What do you think at home on this one? How tall is the Hoover Dam? Amy, we will start with you. What are your thoughts?
I've got no idea. I've gone for 350 feet.
350
Is that
feet.
mad?
It's like, it feels like a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you saw something that's 350 feet tall, you'd know about it. Yeah,
Well,
350
I've done
feet.
it now.
Yeah.
Don't feel great about it, but I've done it.
That's the perfect game show thing. Well, I've done it now. James, up or down from 350?
300.
Ah,
So
there
I'm
you go.
Okay.
We're
Interesting.
thinking about the same.
325 feet is your average. Gary, what were you thinking here?
I've gone 400.
400. We're all.
It's quite long. I was trying to work out. It's quite a long road that goes along the top of it.
That's right.
I was trying to put the 2 together. Yeah, I think it's about 400 feet.
Yeah, I think
I'd go with
yeah.
that. 403, I thought, but
That was done with such a sort of dad confidence. Yeah, I think it's probably about 400. Yeah, got a long way. Just thinking about the long roads. Yeah, hold on.
yeah.
Romilly, up or down?
A little bit down, but we're all in the same
Oh, aren't we
ballpark.
just? Yeah, look at that. 333. So the averages are very close together. We've got 325 feet. We've got 366. How tall is the Hoover Dam? Who's won the final point of the round? Oh,
Well done.
726.
Well, you said it was big.
220
Yeah.
metres. You're almost exactly half there with your average, 366. Well played, Romilly and Gary. You get a point. Nicely done. Tablets away, please, everybody. And we'll take a look at our leaderboards. Gary, you have 2. James and Amy, 3 points each. Romilly, 3-point lead, 6. Well played. 3 rounds to go on Monday's House of Games. Let's play our next round. 2 clues in 1. Fingers on buzzers, please, everybody. The first thing I'm going to do is give you a category. Martin Scorsese films. I'm now going to give you a series of clues which will describe Martin Scorsese films, OK? We call it 2 clues in 1 because the clues also have the same initials as the answer. Here's your first Martin Scorsese film. It shares initials with this clue. Gangsters. Yes, Amy.
Goodfellas?
Goodfellas? Exactly right. Next Martin Scorsese film. Robert Boxes. Yes, Romilly.
Raging Bull.
Raging Bull, Robert De Niro boxing in that, of course. Next Scorsese film. Croupiers. Yes, James.
Casino.
Casino. It was Casino, yes. Oh, you're getting into it now. You've worked it out. But now we move off Martin Scorsese films. And our next category is US states. Arctic. Yes, James.
The one up on the left in the corner there. Alaska.
Alaska. Alaska is right. If I hadn't been so gentle with certain other people, I might have taken issue with that. And it's known, isn't it, as the one up on the left state. That's what they call it. Alaska, next one. Neighbours, Mesoamerica. Yes, Romilly.
New Mexico.
New Mexico, absolutely. Next one. Really infinitesimal. Yes, Romilly.
Rhode Island.
The smallest state of all, it is Rhode Island. Well done. Your next category is Oasis singles. Supportive behaviour manifest. Yes, James.
Stand By Me.
Oh, that's nice, yeah. Supportive behaviour manifest is a much better title. What do you think of that? Stand By Me, absolutely. Next one. Limitless functioning. Yes, James.
Live Forever.
Live Forever. Absolutely. Final question in this round. Should cease yowling harshly, okay? Yes, James.
Stop Crying Your Heart Out.
Oh, he's good on Oasis. Well played, James.
No.
Stop crying your heart out.
Subject done.
That is
Nice and early.
That's the end of that round. Romilly was running away with it, but James, I think, picking up a few points there. Let's take a look at the leaderboards. Gary, you have 2. Amy with 4. Look at that right at the top. James with 8. Romilly with 9. 1 point in it. 2 rounds to go. 4th round today is going to be... I'm terrible at dating. Wonder if you could take your tablets out again, please. I'm going to give you a series of events from history. You just have to write down the year in which you think they happened. The first thing I'd like you to write down a year for is this. Pluto is discovered by astronomer Clyde Tombaugh. So when was Pluto discovered? So it's not a planet anymore, is it, Pluto?
Is it not?
No, it got relegated. It's a dwarf planet now.
It's all relative as well. There's probably smaller planets out there as well that we haven't discovered.
You know what I mean? So what's Pluto done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, don't get me started.
Yeah. It's when they found out it was a Disney character.
What do we think? When was Pluto discovered, everybody? James, what are you thinking?
Human beings, they've been well into their astronomy, haven't they?
Oh,
They
yeah.
absolutely love it.
Well into it.
But as you say, tiny little thing.
Yeah, so it's going to take a
Difficult
while.
to have a look at.
Yeah, it's not like Jupiter.
Exactly. Needed the or the sun. Needed
Yeah, they found that a long time ago.
needed the right apparatus to
Yeah.
see it. So I've gone for 1750. I feel like
1750.
technology would have been
Yeah, I got
might
you.
have been there.
Amy, where are you on this?
I've gone much later because I feel like Pluto was last to the party and then first to leave.
But, oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's right. That's just my
1900. Yeah.
gut
Does
feeling.
it sound crazy? Romilly, what are you saying?
I am saying 1888.
Okay, similar
Because
to
it
Amy.
sounds nice.
It does sound nice.
I have no idea whether it's right.
Okie dokie. Gary, how's your Pluto knowledge?
Well, I mentioned Pluto, and I've put a date down. I put this down before I mentioned that he was a cartoon character. Maybe it was why he was called Pluto. So that's because that was
Yeah.
what everyone was
Good
talking about at the
thought.
time. But the date I put is just a little bit before that. But I've got 1928.
1928.
That's my thinking.
Interesting. 1750 all the way up to 1928. What do you think at home on this one? When was Pluto discovered? 1930, Gary. Well played.
Yeah.
Your logic was absolutely right. Do you know it was Pluto, the cartoon character, it's in the same year?
Oh, is that right?
So it must have been. It was in the news and the called him
Yeah.
Pluto. So your logic was perfect and your answer was almost perfect. Point to Gary. Next question. Britain's first Indian restaurant is opened. In what year was Britain's first Indian restaurant opened? What do we reckon on this one? Amy, what was your thinking here?
Not a lot of thinking. I just thought maybe it was a little bit earlier than I expected. So I've gone 1958.
1958. Romilly, what are your thoughts?
I was thinking after partition, maybe.
Okay.
And so I have thought 1950.
1950, not a million miles away from Amy. Gary, what are you thinking?
Well, there was one opposite my house in it would have been 70.
It's helpful being a bit older in this round, isn't it?
Yeah, it does.
You
But
can
I
contextualise.
have gone nearer the beginning of the century. There must have been loads of Indians here at this point.
1920, says
Yeah.
Gary. James, what do you think?
My gut was saying sort of 70s, but
Okay.
my guts usually fail me when it comes to Indian restaurants. So I've stuck with 70s,
Wow.
but I've gone for 18s.
Oh, he did the old switcheroo.
Wow.
How about that? Let's find out, Sherry. What do you think at home on this one? When was the first Indian restaurant in Britain opened?
1810.
Wow.
1810. James, you get a point. The Hindustani Coffee House was opened in London by Dean Mohammed in 1810. Very well done if you went early on that one at home. Final question in the round. Lady Jane Grey reigns as Queen of England for 9 days. When did that happen? These are the ones I hate the most.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely, we've been taught it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I mean...
Did we have Indian restaurants then? When...
Yeah, I mean, that's the, you know? Everyone's in Romilly. What are you saying?
I really don't know. 1710. is what I'm
1710.
thinking.
1710. Gary, gone earlier or later than that?
I've gone early. I've gone 20 to 5.
20 to 5, 1640 is Gary. James.
Again, absolutely no idea. Just a complete guess.
1327.
Just
Feels maybe a tiny bit early. But listen, who knows? Nearly half one, Gary. He's
That's
gone
it.
for.
Yeah.
Amy, what are you saying?
I panicked and I think I've written down the number of a taxi company.
1555. 1550. Lady Jane Grey taxis.
It'll be there in 9 days.
Yeah. We have 4 completely different decades here. Let's find out, shall we, who has scored the point. 1553. Amy. Wow. Wow.
Call that cab.
How about
Oh, that cab. Taxi home,
That's
please.
amazing. 1553. Very well done if you got that at home. Well done if you were bang on. That's the end of the round. Tablets away, please, everyone. 1 round to go. 1 round before we find our first champion of the week. Romilly had a big lead earlier on. I don't think she does now. Let's take a look. James and Romilly, 9 each. How about that? Going into Answer Smash. Amy with 5, Gary with 3, everybody with points on the board. Should we play our first game of Answer Smash of the week? Here we go. Fingers on buzzers, everybody. Don't forget, in this round, you get a point for a correct answer, but I will take a point off if you buzz in and give me an incorrect answer. Let's find out who's going to be our first champion of the week. Our first category is toys and games. Those will be the pictures. There'll be a clue above. Please smash them together. Which broadcaster has presented the Drive Time show on Radio 2 and the film review with Mark Kermode? Amy's gone for it.
Oh, Simon Mayo.
Simon Mayo-Yo? It's absolutely right, Amy. Well done. Simon Mayo-Yo. Simon Mayo-Yo. Yo-Yo is much better in your accent than it is in mine.
Yeah.
Next clue, next picture. What 2 words follow the Beatles in the title of a 2021 documentary series by Peter Jackson about the recording of Let It Be? Yes, that is James.
Get backgammon.
Get backgammon? 100% right. Get backgammon. Next clue, next picture. In the legends of King Arthur, by what name are Sir Lancelot, Sir Gawain, Sir Galahad and others collectively known? Yes, Romilly.
Knights of the Round Table Football.
Knights of the Round Table football? Oh, this is going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. Next category. TV presenters, those will be the pictures. Which flightless bird lays the largest eggs of any living animal? Gary.
Richard Hammond.
Richard Hammond? Beautiful, Gary. Well done. Everybody's got one of the answer smashes. Nicely played. Ostrich and Richard Hammond. Richard Hammond. Next clue, next presenter. Which band had UK top 10 hits in the 80s with Girls on Film and Rio? Yes, James.
Esther Duranson.
You've just lost yourself a point.
I've lost the
James.
point, have I?
So sorry. There's a lot wrong with that, which we'll go...
Oh, of course, yeah,
Romilly.
sorry.
Durangula Rippon.
Durangula Rippon. It's absolutely right.
There's a Eurovision song again.
Yeah, Durangula Rippon. And great for a newsreader to get a newsreader as well. Next clue, next picture. Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson play rival fashion models in which 2001 film? Yes, Gary.
Zoolander O'Leary.
Zoolander O'Leary is absolutely right. Zoolander and Dermot O'Leary. Next category. Oh, we're done. Monday done already. We only just met. We're about to find our first champion as well. That was going so well, James, until Esther...
Really crashed and burned there, didn't I?
until Esther Duranson. It's a great wrong answer. Let's take a look, shall we, who our first champion of the week is. Good quizzing from everybody, but there can only be one winner. And our first winner is Romilly Weeks. Well played, Romilly. Nicely done. That was a battle, though, wasn't it?
It was.
It really was.
Yeah.
Romilly, you've won a prize. Which of these would you like?
Definitely the sliders.
Going for the
I'm
sliders.
excited for the
Romilly
sliders.
Weeks takes the Prime Minister's sliders. Very well played. We'll take a quick look at our first leaderboard of the week. As always, you get 4 points for a win and so on. And Romilly at the top of that. But all to play for the rest of the week. That was great fun. Shall we do it again tomorrow?
Oh,
Yes,
let's.
please.
Look forward to seeing all of you here. Look forward to seeing all of you here as well on the House of Games. Are they everything you ever dreamed of, Romilly?
They look like they might even be my size. I'm going to try them on.
This is like a really low-budget Cinderella.
My glass slippers.